everybody, welcome to Orange Dog Live. This is the place where let's sit down, talk about everything music. So tonight we're in Leeds with Kid Nowhere.
Hi.
Alright guys.
Hello.
You're right.
Yeah, how's everything?
Great, thank you. Thanks for coming down first of all.
It's alright mate, it's alright.
We do appreciate it.
Little studio here.
I know, just our little yeah, a little cave.
That's where the magic happens, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Kind of, yeah. So what music have you been listening to lately? New music or old music?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Apart from Radiohead.
Apart from Radiohead, which is always Radiohead of the 1975. I've been listening to a lot of these sort of up and coming bands, like there's a band called Willow Wake that I've really just got onto. There's another band from Leeds called Free Party who I really like. I've been listening to that EP a lot.
Who's the other band you just said?
The one before?
Yeah.
Willow Wake.
They're from the States?
Yeah, California.
Brilliant
very
band.
like
Great band,
indie,
yeah.
great, but indie with that sort of punky, like American punk sort of
Yeah.
vocals. Just sort of, we've been, because we're writing a new EP and a lot of it's been sort of bordering on that grungy thing. So I've been listening to a few grunge bands, I suppose, a bit of Nirvana here and there. Interpol has been a new. I've got a few new songs on a sort of like inspiration playlist from them. But for me, it's just a lot of Radiohead, really. Like a lot of Radiohead. A lot of Radiohead.
You keep going back to Radiohead.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, anybody else?
I listen to, honestly, it's weird, right? But I listen to a lot of modern like metal.
Yeah.
So
What's weird about it?
it's just because like
It's fine.
I know you listen to Avenged and that, but it's just a strange thing to that. It's like my main taste, and but in an indie band, it's just weird. But yeah, some bands there's like Polaris or Invent Animate or Periphery at the minute. But I kind of just like go through little phases. So it'll be that for a couple of weeks, and it'll be India for a couple of weeks, and it'll be like we'll do something else for a couple of weeks. But it just keeps cycling, really.
A massive metal fan then?
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
There's very, very slight influences in like in a new EP. I'd say more of like there's very slight little bits that I'll try. Like there's some songs in bridges and stuff. There's some very weird, funky chords I definitely got from it. But
yeah, it makes it very cool though.
Yeah, it's a weird combination. Yeah, that's my vibe.
Anything?
Yeah, I mean, I have like a tendency to tend to want to listen. Should I look at you or the camera? Does it matter?
Anything, don't matter. Look at me,
I'm right in charge of that. Yeah, I have a tendency to. I don't want to call it like completionism almost, but I tend to prefer to. You know, when I find a band I like, I'll tend to try and listen to everything they have to offer, sort of thing. So, realistically, I tend not to actually find or listen to that many new artists a year. But the ones I do find, or the ones I revisit, I tend to go through the whole Discog sort of thing.
Yeah.
So lots of Lamb of God stuff lately. I always like to do the whole System of a Down discography every once in a while. Just a refresher course. When I say new, that's quite a relative term. I'm not very up to date with these things. So when I say two of my favourite bands have new quote unquote albums, they might be like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old at this point. Billy Talent and Avenged Sevenfold both have new albums. They've been out for long enough, but they're still newer to me than the rest of their stuff. So just bits and bobs of all sorts, really. I'm also a big metal fan, but tend to trend more towards classic metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your big four, and like groove metal and stuff from like late 90s, early 2000s. It's kind of it. Early Avenged Sevenfold and stuff like that. So,
Nice. Good
all
stuff.
sorts, really. Yeah. I also really like Bruno Mars.
Just to a complete 180.
Lana Del Rey, Sia. Yeah,
To be fair, you do talk about Sia quite a lot. She's great. She's really good. Yeah.
Oh, we're allowed to swear?
You see what you want.
Brilliant. Fucking love Sia. She's great. Yeah.
She is pretty cool.
So, can you remember the first song you can recall hearing, like, ever?
The first song ever?
Yeah, maybe like you were driving your parents' car and you had something on the radio.
I mean, that is
either Black and Gold. I can't remember who did it.
Black and Gold.
Black and Yellow.
Black and Gold.
Oh, Oh my god.
Wow.
Umbrella by Rihanna.
Great song.
Yeah.
Great
I
song.
remember hearing that song in like middle school. Would it have been middle school by that
Well,
point
we
already?
would have been a little bit younger, actually. I think.
I mean, I was
Even
Billy
so.
Conscious when that came out.
Yeah.
And definitely New York by Alicia Keys.
Oh yeah.
Great song.
I remember being in the
Great
car.
song.
I was like 4 or 5 singing it.
Oh, that's so cute. That's really sweet.
4 or 5 when it came out.
We were young when that song came out, so
Yeah,
you must have
totally
been really young. You must have just been getting your consciousness coming through. Like,
You sound like baby
but yeah, I mean, because there's like, yeah, that's
There's
pretty
other
cool.
songs as well when I was a child. When I was a kid, I remember playing like Bioshock and
What a game, by the way.
somebody got you. Somebody I used to know
Go
as
to
well.
oh my god,
Oh,
great
yeah.
song.
So just these little sprinkles. Oh, that's
Yeah.
things. But I'd probably say Umbrella or New York is probably the first song. Which is really strange.
Flat.
Rihanna being my first.
It is. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
great first artist.
yeah, it
to-
is.
to
Obviously the
listen
religious
to.
stuff at school, but
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Some of those are bangers. I love some Zeppelins.
Wow.
Yeah, for me, I mean, like, I don't have what I would call one concrete
Yeah.
example that was definitely the first, but some like particularly early memories. And it's funny, the first thing you mentioned being like in the car with parents, stuff like that is where the vast majority
Yeah.
of like
Where it
a lot
happens.
of the music, so where a lot of the music, and some very distinct memories are must be some of my earliest memories hearing Drive My Car by the Beatles.
Yeah.
Well, I think we were on the way to like Brimham Rocks or somewhere. It was like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
family day out and Drive My Car and Day Tripper especially. And I have another really, I should say, distinct memory. I can't really remember much other than just being in the car in that moment and hearing the opening of "You Give Love a Bad Name" by Bon Jovi for the first time. That bombastic, shut and it's just like and I just literally I remember just being like, oh. Like I was like knocked back by a wall of sound. I was just like, oh my god, the voice is great, and then there's a solo in there and everything. I was like, this is the best guitarist in the world. Like this song is so good.
I used to get the exact same thing with Bon Jovi.
It's
In
really
the car,
it's
used to just
really
like I used to imagine being like them guitarists. I was like, just be crazy.
And just quickly on that as well, I remember we had I don't know what the rules are on product placement. We had a Microsoft Xbox, the original one, the black and green theme.
Yeah.
And they had like an MP3 player function. And I distinctly remember having American Idiot by Green Day, just the song, not the album.
Yeah.
And By the Way by Red Hot Chili Peppers, again, just the
Great
song,
song.
not the album.
Yeah.
And they were actually two of the first albums I ended up
Yeah.
owning because I'd heard the title tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Great
early memories,
choice.
Yeah.
It's a weird one trying to narrow down the first song. Again, I think because technically my dad always tells me the story that they used to blast music, like literally put headphones on my mum's stomach when I was a baby, growing. They used to play me a lot of classical music, apparently, and then the earliest sort of like artists I could think of were so funny, Sting and Take That, because my mum was a massive, kind of,
What a concept.
yeah, like my mum was a massive Take That fan. I mean, she was in that era when they were, she was quite young when they were very popular when they first came out, so she was obsessed. So that, whenever she was driving, that was those like Take That was always on. She also loved to like 80s like Spandau Ballet, ABC, all that kind of stuff. Which I mean, I don't listen to now, but I'm like, they're pretty great. And then my earliest sort of memories from my dad was Sting, really. And I think, to be honest with you, it's got to be something that they did was probably the first song that I heard. I think like the earliest, like my core memories of like bands and songs that I was like, oh wow, this is amazing, were tended to be a bit older when I was sort of like 8. And I started understanding like, oh, this is cool, I like this. Dad, what's this? Who's it? And that's when it came up. But I think the earliest sort of groups would have probably been Take That or Sting.
Nice.
Just great.
It's crazy when you're thinking it. Like you don't often think about it.
No.
Your first kind of song. You know what I mean?
Who's yours? Do you know?
I can pin it down to one song.
Yeah.
I don't know. I must have been 4 or 5, so it's
Right.
going back a bit. And I was sat underneath my parents' window outside. I remember it clearly. It was a sunny day. It must have been middle of summer. It must have been. And it must have been 76. Must have been.
Really?
1976, yeah. It must have been because it were Red Hot, so I remember, yeah. And Dolly Parton was playing.
Let's go.
Inside, seriously, yeah, Jolene.
Yes, what
That's
song.
That is, I can't remember anything else before that, basically.
That's good.
Wow.
Song, music-wise, but that is it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I must have been, that's my first conscious memory anyway, of music, basically.
That's
but
awesome.
That's class.
It's a great song as well.
Yeah.
I love a bit of Dolly Parton.
yeah, it was
Great voice.
strange, it was, strange. I just pin it down. That's why I kind of asked that question.
Yeah.
Because consciously, that's what I can remember, music-wise. That was
It's
it.
strange as well because like memories I have of them songs, it's like so clear. Like, I
Yeah,
remember
that's
the
what I mean,
street
yeah.
I was on. I remember what part of the song it was. I remember who was in the car. I remember like, even everything about it.
Yeah.
Just see that image. It's so weird.
So
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
That's wholesome.
That's weird, isn't
Great
it?
question, by the way. I've never thought of that one before.
Yeah, I only ask it because that's what I think
Yeah, sure.
of my first memory of a song.
Wow.
Don't matter how bad it is.
No,
it's
just there, yeah.
Yeah, it's just there. It sticks with you all the time.
Nice.
So I think you might have pretty much answered this question. Like, what music were playing in your house when you were growing up? Your parents, what were they listening to?
You can definitely expand on that more.
yeah.
Not covered all
No,
bases.
I think mine was very, very different. There was sort of like two sides. My mum was very much into a sort of, I don't even know how to describe it. Both my parents have very, very eclectic taste in music. My dad was leaning more to. My dad was in like a band when he was growing up and was guitar mad. He's a very good guitarist, and he got me onto people like Led Zeppelin, Chili Peppers. Arctic Monkeys was him as well. The Police, following on from Sting. Very, very sort of rock orientated. I can't remember if I just said the Smiths, but the Smiths were a big one as well. Did I just say the Smiths? Oh no.
No.
Yeah, that was. I think I get more of my music from my dad, but then my mum, like I said, I mentioned a few before, like people like Spandau Ballet, ABC, who were really good songwriters. Not the music I listen to now, but like lyrically, very, very sound, and there's all sorts going on really. I mean, probably like everyone, my mum and dad just have hundreds of records just on shelves, so like going through those is a really fun experience, and being like, oh dad, when did you get this? Who was this? And again, a lot of car journeys, I think, just banging on anything really. But there was all sorts going on. I mean, there's, I think like everyone, you get your music from your parents, and then you sort of make your own choices, and they funnel you down a specific route.
It's funny how you end up going back to it as well. I think what your parents listen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's like so many albums where they'll like come on my suggested Spotify, and I'm like, oh, I know this song. Yeah. Hang on, what's going on? And then you just have that memory of like, oh yeah, listen to this there, and yeah, it's a very cathartic experience.
Especially when you can go back and listen to Led Zeppelin, especially.
Oh my days, yeah. I mean, there was this. That's one of my favourite memories of like, we were driving to Italy, and then we were. I put Stairway to Heaven on, and then there was a point when that guitar solo comes on when I just started crying, and my dad was like, what are you doing? And I was like nothing. He was like, what's wrong? And I was about 7 or 8 at the time, and that was quite a surreal experience. And I was like, I want to make music. That's what I want to do. But yeah.
I think the Stairway to Heaven, I think it's when the drums come in, I think.
Oh, what, in that?
It does like that. And just
yeah.
That gets me every time.
Yeah, it's great.
Anybody else?
Yeah. You look like you look like you're locked and loaded, mate. You go.
Locked and loaded, yeah. Yeah, I think I used to go to football when I was younger. So my dad used to take me in the car, and he'd always put on like he has two classic rock CDs, like 40 songs on of like just everything.
Oh my god, yeah, those compilation albums.
Now that's what I call music.
But it's the same sort of thing. Like a Blue Oyster Cult, Boston, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, Batchman Turning Overdrive was on there. Just loads more, like Soundgarden, all sorts. But I always used to like the Boston stuff, so we had the album playing on there, repeat. Like More Than the Feeling and
great song.
Like Peace of Mind, maybe. But because they had an album where it was about like getting a spaceship and then going going away, and they write songs about like goodbye songs, and then there was a song where they made like rocket noises with the guitar.
Wow.
And I thought, what is going on here? And that's
Is that
one of
Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like countdown, like the third song on, and it was just like scraping strings and
Really?
noise. And
Wow.
I thought, this is so cool. And that's one of the reasons that I was like, God, I want to play guitar now.
Have you listened to Dragon Force, Sam?
I have.
You heard all the Pac-Man noises and shit. I
Yeah.
feel like I'd be right up your street with it. And there was the one where it holds the guitar by the whammy bar and does the like.
But yeah, it's the same as Josh really. Like the Guns N' Roses are always on. Bon Jovi was more of a me thing, but it was on there and just all sorts. So then my mum's side was kind of a lot more pop. I mean, my brother likes Oasis, so I got into Oasis.
I never quite.
Yeah, it's just there was a lot. When my mum was very pop based, and when I was a kid, I really liked pop until it just got a bit. Just I think after a while being a fan of it, it's just everything's the same. But I did listen to pop quite a lot when I was younger. But then, like you say, you find your own sort of music. I feel like being brought up on rock, it really does. I don't know. It does something to you musically. You appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah.
Even though it's like meant to be this sub genre, it's not a mainstream thing. You just do appreciate it a lot more. And for me, it's just like heavy into metal.
Yeah.
Kind of pushed it to like, oh, now we're screaming.
How far can I
Now
go?
we're growling. Oh,
Yeah.
it's just yeah. Some of the car trips to Boston were fondest memories. I fucking love that band.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the specific bands have already been mentioned, like the AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Bon Jovi, like. So just for a bit of context, it's not necessarily integral, but like my parents are separated, so I've got a mum and a stepdad that I live with, and then my dad and my stepmom, and both male parents, both paternal parents, whatever, in a sense, were the biggest influences on music for me growing up, because well, my mum's not really into music that much as just in general. Yeah. And I mean, I'm diverging a little bit. Point I'm making is there's just such a wide range of different stuff. Like I remember once my stepdad, he had just a bunch of CDs in the garage that were just kind of collecting dust. And he was just like going down there and just pick out whatever you want and have a listen. And I just grabbed a bunch of albums and stuff. Really, it's not necessarily what would have been played in the house by my parents or anything, but that's I had like a Dido CD, No Angel, loved that album. Busted and McFly, I remember having those albums early on.
To be fair.
Room on the Third Floor by McFly and Present for Everyone.
Motion in the Ocean by
Motion,
McFly. That was my
go,
McFly album when I was a kid.
There was all sorts of stuff there. There was a real wide range to choose from, and then I think for like my 15th, 16th birthday, something like that, my stepdad like built me a PC, and he had just a box with a terabyte of storage, which at the time was like unheard of. Yeah. I just said, feel free to just put a chunk of stuff on my PC for me, and that's how I discovered, or that's how I like fully discovered my favourite band to this day, Avenged Sevenfold. I discovered a load of other different bands and stuff. But my brother also has been like a huge influence on what sort of music I've listened to. He is a lot more kind of active in finding new music and stuff. So I suppose in a sense I kind of filter a lot of a lot of the stuff that he searches for, and then the ones that really strike me. Yeah. That's what it tends to be for me. To start listening to a band, it has to really stand out and really strike me.
Shout out to Tom.
Shout out to Tom. Yeah, that's my brother. He's definitely been a good influence in that sense, and also games. A lot of games growing up with the soundtracks.
Tony Hawk's
racing games, skating games.
Mate.
Guitar Hero has actually been a big.
Guitar Hero,
genuine. I mean, there's so many good classic songs on it. There's been so many bands I've discovered through there. So my point, I guess, is that very wide range of influences for music, but also
from everybody.
It could have been anything being played in the house growing up. Could have been anything from classical to metal to pop.
Yeah. Just on that, because you reminded me of the whole compilation CDs as well. There was this compilation CD called Just Great Songs, and it opened with, it was 2 CDs. One of them opened with The Fray, How to Save a Life. The second CD opened with Speed of Sound by Coldplay. Early Coldplay is amazing. Don't like new Coldplay. I like them, but don't like music. That was a big album. There were so many songs on there that I was like, they are literally just great songs. Loads of, I know it was so weird because when I was older, there was a friend of mine and we were talking about that album, and I thought like we were the only family to like have that album. We were just like, there's this little golden piece of music like CD that no one else had, and then my mate said, no, I had that, and yeah, that was compilation CDs are pretty cool. They don't really do them anymore. Like they don't really do I don't think they do that sort of hardcore music.
Playlist now, isn't it?
It's just all playlists online.
Mixes.
So that was that's a shame.
Yeah, I remember having that Smartcom Music 1.
Really?
Seriously.
Let's
Damn.
go.
I think it was a Christmas present or something.
Yeah, well, you always got those Christmas presents. It's just like, here you go, from your gran or something. Like,
UB40, I think Phil Collins were on there.
UB40, fun fact, so Sol, the bass guitarist who couldn't make it today, he his dad is tour manager for UB40 at the moment. Yeah. Great bloke.
Wow.
Yeah. Really great bloke. Both of them. Yeah.
So can you remember a time when you've like first wanted to pick up an instrument or write a song or sing or...
Exactly when I heard...
You already said, didn't you?
Yeah.
Slash, because it used to be... They mix their songs panned as well, so... It'd be on the right side of the car where Slash would play, and on the left would be Izzy, and I'd always sit in the back right, or anywhere, but I'd always hit...
Oh, that's actually quite interesting.
Yeah, I always Slash on the right, that's why even in our songs I like being on the right side, because it's just...
making so much sense. This is brilliant.
It's just how I favoured music. I love being on the right side, so...
Wow.
Hearing some of their stuff, and then again that bossa nova where the guitar, because they use this like really, their guitarist made a pedal called the Rockman, I think, and it's not made anymore. It was his pedal, and it just makes your guitar. It just made the guitar sound absolutely fucking massive. Like it was like I can't describe it. It just sounds so good.
I must listen to that album again now.
Yeah, the solos on there and the song with the Make Rocket Noise, I was like, that just sounds fucking great. I need that.
I need that in my life.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned mine before. It was it was a Led Zeppelin song. I think that was the first time I was like, I want to, like at some point I want to
do that.
Yeah, I want to do that. I then think later when I was sort of like 12, 13, I really got into the Smiths and Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah.
Because I think when we were 13, that was when... Oh, should I say when we were 13? You were still a baby. That was when Arctic Monkeys AM came out.
Yeah, great album.
I'd already listened to a bunch of their albums, but that was like around that time you had AM. The 1975's debut album came out, which I'm a massive 1975 fan, as much as these guys hate it. And I was listening to a lot of the Smiths. I'd found The Neighbourhood as well. I'm gonna hurt you. No, so around that time, around sort of 12, 13, when I was, becoming, very, very grumpy and stroppy and emotional. That was when I sort of was like, okay, now I want to actually write music, and that's when I picked up guitar. Because up until then I was just playing piano and singing. So around that time was like, it was Arctic Monkeys, 1975, the Smiths. So like, I want to go and make music now.
Smith's great band.
Fantastic.
Instruments about the house.
What?
My dad played guitar when I was younger, so we had a guitar there.
We had loads of piano.
What did you have then?
Did Tom have a kit when you were growing up?
We had an acoustic kit for like a year or two, but we were forced by necessity to play with silencers on all the pads, which means
it's not the same.
I'm sure you can if you're a lot better drummer than my brother and I were at that point, but it's much harder to learn things like double stroke rolls. You don't have the same rebound bounce, it makes the instrument a lot more difficult to play. It makes it a lot less satisfying, and it's like playing with a sock in between your guitar. You know what I mean? It just kind of ruins the experience. Not to sort of sound ungrateful.
It does,
we were lucky to have a kit in the first place. Obviously, not everyone can say that, but it did end up getting got rid of.
Getting got rid of.
I didn't know how to phrase it. and we never had a piano or anything. I think we had a couple of keyboards, and we had one of those DJ keyboards.
Yeah, MIDI keyboards.
Classic
that you had
MIDI keyboards.
Yeah.
My brother will have had a guitar for probably over half my life by this point. Since that time, I would have had a guitar at a very young age. Before I started playing drums, years before, I'd play guitar in year 2, so I'd have had a guitar at that point. Then we both started playing accordion. Is that how we met?
did.
Wow.
No, we
No, we
met because we were both losers. we were both losers.
in the corner for your accordion.
Do you play? You play?
Oh, God,
I wish I could pinpoint that moment when we did meet.
Yeah,
it was probably
yeah.
like on like a school trip because we were in opposite forms as well, weren't we?
Yeah, the JT or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we'd had an accordion for a period of time.
Accordion boys.
Mum tried to learn
Can't be
flute.
many of them, can there?
How
Nah,
many
dude,
more
it was a small. It was like a cult basically.
Was it?
There was a few of us, wasn't there? There was about 3 or 4.
Yeah, it was great.
It was fantastic. It's a great instrument. I haven't played one in years because I borrowed one from the teacher, so I never actually bought one afterwards because they're expensive.
I think I had one. Huh?
Did you?
I had one, yeah.
They're very expensive, and I was like, I'm not having it.
Anyways, so the
Core memory
accordion.
unlocked.
Mum tried to learn the flute for a while. We'd had a flute in the house, and then stepdad eventually got like a really nice guitar, but he's not.
Not particularly.
Oh, saxophone. That's it.
Ooh.
Since very long time ago, Simon, that's my stepdad, bought a saxophone.
Shout out
and,
Simon.
I did hear him. Definitely did hear him playing it somewhat in my youth, but it hasn't progressed.
I'm sure it wasn't like a CD that you had on.
all
the
mini
Miles
keyboards.
Davis.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Did you always prefer, like, when you were listening to music younger? Did you lock in on drums then? Like, did you listen to drums? Because when I listened to like rock shit, I was just like, oh my god, that guitar sounds so cool.
Probably not. I might have been vaguely
More
aware
like
of it. I don't know.
overall.
I mean, impossible for me to say because it's very hard to cast your mind back to how old was I when I started learning drums? 14, something like that.
Was it more of it? Was it because
No,
your brother
you
played?
bit-
It kind of felt like you just
Because what?
your brother played. You thought like, oh, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, I mean that was a big aspect of it. To be completely honest, I don't actually fully remember why I started playing drums in the first place at all. Like, obviously I've been into music my entire life for as long as I can remember, and you know, I've always loved music. But I mean, like I say, I played guitar and accordion before I ever touched a drum kit.
What got you into drums then?
Yeah, I mean, as Sam said, my brother started learning. Obviously, you sense the influence from my brother cropping up multiple times. He started playing drums for whatever reason. I can't remember that, but and then I don't like to think I just copied him. I don't think it was a flat out like, you know, oh, you know, big bro playing drums, I'll play drums. I think it was more just like maybe he even might have like taken me through a couple of things at the time, like, oh, you know, this is how you do this, and I would have thought, oh, actually, maybe I can do this sort of thing. Oh, wow. And I would have decided to get lessons. I've honestly not a clue. Could have been a mixture of jealousy, envy. Could have been.
With a guitar and accordion, you could have been a completely different person.
Hey, I could have had you know, one of those like stop cymbals doing the accordion with a bell on my head and all.
Like a folk.
Yeah, one on my back.
Sounds great to me.
But yeah, so I find it quite funny that you two both seem to remember pretty distinctly when, you know, that point, and for me it was, I think it was more just general, like, I think it would be cool to be a musician, and then settle on drums eventually. I think I started learning guitar again more recently in the last 5 years or so, and I've got okay at that. I'm certainly not good enough to play in a band, but you know, like like decent enough. I play plenty of songs, so I just love music, man. Drums happens to be the instrument that suits me best.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah,
shit is definitely your thing.
So how long have you all been together as a band, though? Really,
2 years.
know?
Just about 2 years.
Yeah.
April, next month.
Yeah.
It's not a long time, really, is it?
No,
You know what I mean?
So me and Dan, were we ever in we were in a band in middle school, were we? Or did we?
Yeah,
was
you
like,
played piano in the what was it, the green
something
serpents,
Vipers,
or
something Vipers, or
Vipers.
something.
Something, you know, the
Classic name for it.
cringy middle school band name.
So if we're going on that, then we were in year 7 or year 6. So that's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, 15 years ago or something.
Yeah, we'd have been
But-
like 12, 13.
But of recent, we started the band in June of 2022. No, 2023, because I'm 26 now.
What?
Um,
not you and me.
Yeah, me and you.
When we spoke in Dry Docks, that must have been longer. That must have been.
That was a February. That was like
23?
literally.
No, I can't be right.
Yeah, because if we've been.
It's been 2 years with Sam, but we've been doing it for at least a year before.
No, it was 6 months. It was the June. It was 6 or 7. 7 or 8 months. I'm going to say that instead. Before we met Sam, and we had our first gig. It was in June of the year before. So if we've been together 2 years, that would be 2024. So it would be in 2023. We reconnected in like January or February of that month. Of that year. of 2023.
Okay.
And then literally it was like 2 months later, I'd released the original version of The Door from this EP, and then I got asked to do a gig in York, and then I was like, oh, me and Dan spoke a few months ago about being in a band, let's see if you're about, and you were like, yeah, sound. And then we spent a whole day learning that one song.
Yeah.
Do you remember that was
And I've regretted it.
So we were together in so June of 2023, and then we had it was a different guitarist, a different bass guitarist. The original bass guitarist was Lorcan. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
I believe he was great. He was my mate from uni. He's still in Australia, I believe. Haven't heard from him in a while. So we were. It's a great solo, by the way. So we got offered I'd got offered 2 gigs. I was like, right, I need and the first guys were like, what are you bringing? Like, what's your tech spec? Which at the time I didn't even really know. I was like, what? And I told them, I was like, yeah, it's just me, acoustic guitar, and then it'll be backing tracks for everything else. And they're like, oh no, we need a band. And I was like, right. It was basically a month before the gig was supposed to happen. I said, give me 3 days and I'll put a band together in 3 days. If I can't, then, find someone else. But just give me 3 days, see what I can do. So I messaged you, that was job number 1. Then I got this other guy who I was doing a EP for vocals for his uni project. So he was then like, I'm actually a guitarist and I've been in a few bands. I can do the piano. I can do the...
Tyler.
It's Tyler, yeah. And he said, yeah, I'd love to. So he joined. And then my mate Lorcan from uni joined as well. And then we got offered a couple of gigs. We did them. And then we got offered a few more gigs. Lorcan, bless him, was like, I don't want to do this full time, so I'm not going to do any more. Got another guy who I'm not even going to give the satisfaction of naming, to be honest with you. Just leave it on. It's cool, though. And then we were getting offered more and more gigs. And me and Dan were both like, this is really fun. We want to do this full time if we can. And unfortunately, Tyler, bless him, as nice as he was, he had a partner who'd been with for a long time. He had a house to pay rent on. He had a dog. He had a job, and he couldn't. It was nothing personal. He couldn't keep up. Yeah. He didn't have the time to commit in the way that we were wanting to commit. So I had to have a very saddening conversation. He also lived at the time I wasn't living in Leeds. He lived in another city. He lived close to Doncaster. So I really wanted to do it in person, but I couldn't because it was like either I go all the way to Doncaster or he comes to Leeds. Or, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was a little bit, and it was quite sad.
Don't want to be like, I'll come and spend the night.
Yeah.
You do it on the morning.
It wasn't nice, but it had to be done because he wasn't able to commit. And then same with the bass guitarist. It was a bit more complicated, but it just wasn't working out, and it's sort of turned out to be the best thing because then I'd put a Facebook ad on Facebook. This is a great story. Put a Facebook ad on a Leeds music scene, wasn't it? Advertising for new guitarists.
Yeah. I was sat in my bedroom, bored out of my mind.
Yeah, it's like, go on then.
Indie band advertisement. I may as well give it a message. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'm interested. And then I think you sent me a few things to learn, or you sent me the page, sent me a few things that I just didn't reply to for a week.
Yeah. Just radio silence. Just literally
and then I think
nothing.
a day or two
it was the day before.
I was like, are we on for Friday then? He was like, oh, what?
I was like, yeah, I haven't heard from you. I was like, yeah. Because it was so funny because at the time we had 3 or 4 auditions lined up, including Sam, and all of them, I hadn't heard from Sam in like a week. So I was like, right, he's not interested. And then every other person had cancelled the day before.
Oh really?
And I was like, great. So I'd rang Dan, and I was literally on the phone to you, saying what on earth are we gonna do? Because I was quite bummed out. And then as I was on the phone to Dan, I got a message through from Sam saying, "Oh, we're still on for tomorrow." I was like, "Tomorrow? Yeah, actually, yeah, we are. Yeah." Only problem is you don't have anywhere to rehearse. He was like, okay, well, I'm at Leeds Beckett, so I'll book out a room. And then I was like, right, yeah, we're keeping, and then we met the next day, and you arrived with your little PRS gig bag, and I was like, okay, this could be interesting, because it was the same bag as the previous guitarist that I just had to say, really sorry, but no.
I'm also from the same place.
And from the same place. And I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. And then he started playing guitar. Me and Dan were both like, yeah, he's great. He's really great.
He'll do.
And then you introduced us to Sol, because you'd worked with him on a
Yeah, he went to
project.
uni with us as well, but I was doing like a little jazz thing, and he happened to, Rich, the drummer. So I knew him from uni now, so I was like, yeah, I asked him if he wanted to join. He was like, yeah, I'm up for it, and that is the current lineup. That was 2 years ago. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of things have happened since.
A lot of things have happened since.
Yeah, so when did you do your single, It's Okay, then? When was that? Was that an old one?
That was way before. That was
different sound, isn't it?
Yeah,
Than
that was
now.
that was actually like 2021. That was part of my final uni project. So instead of doing a dissertation, I did what they call a special project, which was great, because it basically just meant I got to write music and then write a very small essay about it.
Yeah.
And it was
so small.
1,000 words. Not enough, if you ask me. I could have done like if it said 5,000. Oh, it was brilliant. It was a great course. Great city. It was one of the few things I got first in as well, actually. And it was the only song from that EP that I was like, because it was during lockdown. So originally when I started to do it, I wanted to do it with full bands and stuff, but I ended up having to do it all by myself because I couldn't get the facilities, and it was all way more complicated, like booking spaces and whatever, and like rules of like, you can't do it this time, you can't do it. So I ended up doing it by myself, and it was the only song that when I finished the EP, I was like, okay, this is good, I'm going to release that. Yeah. And that was at the time I released it I was doing solo music, so that was when the first version of The Door came out. And it was actually Nowhere Kid, because it was a solo artist. So I thought you put your hand up. It was a solo project, and then so that and The Door were released as a solo, and then when we became a band, just before we met Sam, we changed the name around because we thought it felt more of a collective group rather than a because it wasn't a solo project by that point anymore. So yeah, a long time ago. It's been out for 5 years now. I do love that song. It's got a very special place emotionally.
It does sound a lot different though.
Yeah, it's just acoustics,
to what you're doing now,
singer-songwriter stuff. But it's nice because it does show like a sort of progression of,
You say that, but I wouldn't be opposed to the idea of having more songs like.
Oh no, definitely not. But I mean, like at this stage in the sort of life of the band, it's just nice because it's got this sort of start, builds up, and then it's become this, and now we've got this next EP, and it's like it's advanced even more, and it just.
Because I think that single, it sounds a bit like a Vance Joy, Jose Gonzalez kind of feel to it.
Thank you.
Especially when you're singing.
Yeah, it's
that kind of. Yeah, that's kind of vibe I got from it.
Definitely, I definitely agree. I've never thought of it that way. It was a very fun song to work on because it was very, very basic. I was using a lot of plugins that I just sort of got into using. Yeah, I've got the files from that still, so I might do that actually. But yeah.
So then you got into, is it your EP you've got now? And what do you think that kind of sounds like musical wise? Any comparisons or anything? Obviously,
I don't know.
Obviously the Radiohead kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the single, the song, the self-titled song, The Door, that's very Radiohead.
That's one of my favourites. It varies a lot.
Yeah.
It varies a lot song to song. I think Talkback is very Eagles-esque to me.
Yes, definitely.
Like you go to Itch or Sex Appeal, and it's like a completely different vibe.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't know, because when we did it, I didn't. You're always thinking of influences and like what do we kind of base it off? Because if you don't, then you kind of you're in no man's land and kind of where you go with it. If you write a song and you go, right, this is this sort of song, it's a grunge song. You go, okay, what do grunge do? You got how is it structured, and you kind of don't follow what everyone does, but there's a certain formula, so you're not left in the
dark.
Nowhere, it's just a random, no structure. It's just, there's some sort of, so then people can follow it who like the genre. They're like, oh, that's similar, but I couldn't.
There's no one that comes to mind.
There's no immediate like, oh, there's definitely that.
Yeah.
The only one I can think of is The Door, because it's the weird chords and stuff going on.
That's very.
That's the one that's like Aniseed, isn't it? It's a good link, but the rest of it is kind of their own things, really.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the influences we mentioned earlier. I think this song in particular, doesn't feel like it should, is very Smiths, and mainly because you've got the chorus on the riff, but it's just a sort of combination. And to be honest with you, it was sort of one big experiment, really. I think it just because we were at the time the songs weren't written together. It was I'd written the songs before I met you, and it was just very much like, let's just record it and see what happens. There wasn't really any sort of structure or direction. It was just, we've got these songs, we might as well record them, and it ended up taking us way too long. We were all sick of them by the end, to be honest, but by the time we'd finished it, we were pretty much all ready to get the next one started, and I think that was I think it was just all one big learning curve. Really.
Yeah, because it took so long. Like, I'd joined in like a month later. We started recording this, and that was
literally
that took about a year. Obviously, there was parts where I was
crazy.
like there's certain songs where I added maybe little bits in, but they hadn't changed from when I learned them.
Yeah.
But obviously, by that point, we'd been a band for like a year and a bit.
Yeah.
All that time, we'd been writing new stuff. So even before it was released, it was like, right, we've already got like 5 songs in.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
So it's like it's going to be a strange thing to hear the new one and be like, you'll see Josh's taste come in and you'll see ours kind of join together. And it'll be cool, but yeah, I enjoy recording it. It was cool.
What's the new EP like then?
Oh, you have to wait and see.
Whoa,
is it totally different?
No,
sound-wise,
it's totally different.
It's just more defined.
It's not really similar. It's not really that similar though.
No,
there's links there though.
Yeah, for sure. No, for sure. It's not like
I can't name drop songs.
There's
two or three on there that kind of call back to this.
Yeah.
In terms of
the opening track and first 2 tracks.
Yeah, I'd say SF it does as well. But
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because I mean, I use a similar tone. It's great, isn't it? Because we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, but it just makes us look like I don't know, weirdly secretive.
No, because we're not going to name drop anything. We want it to all it's going to be a big marketing
like speaking in code, like
just gatekeeping our own music. Yeah, I mean, like for that song, the tone. It's your favourite one on the
bridge and stuff. It's just there's certain bits that kind of go, oh, that sounds similar.
Yeah,
it's more of it's different. Yeah, but I'd say it's more of a progression than a completely different.
Definitely.
Yeah,
you can hear the sound moving rather than just two.
Yeah, was it recorded in a different place then, or
different
studio?
Drums
same.
Done in the same place. Slightly different approach to it. We had an extra man on board for us.
Extra man.
Mags from Mags.
Yeah, Monolith. Mags Fielding from Monolith Records.
That's the name.
And then George Albone, who's sort of like he was. I mean, he's sort of like our 5th member of the band, really, especially for that last EP. Like he recorded everything, produced it, mixed it, and then even mastered it. Bless him. He's an absolute hero.
Absolutely.
And he's become a very good friend of ours. In fact, I actually met George before I met Sam, and he's been on board really ever since then.
Also, weird detail. George was in a brother. In a
brother. In a brother?
George was in a band with my brother. In like what?
2016,
17 years ago. No.
Oh, was it earlier?
I don't know actually. I don't know when it was. I might be.
He's not that old.
When did you find out that then?
It came to a gig at Leatherroom. I think it was our first or second gig because he wanted to come down and listen to Heroes and assess us. I'd say not assess us, but see what we're about. And I just got brought up a conversation. I was like, oh. Because you talk about who you knew and your names.
Yeah.
I played with your brother in the school like 17 years ago.
It was It was a bit of a weird situation to be in.
Small world, isn't it?
Yeah,
very small world.
I mean, especially when you're from the north of England, I suppose. It's
everyone knows everyone.
Especially just like the region. It was like it's like all on the same. It makes more sense. It's not, quite as coincidental as it seems, but still, it kind of blew everyone's mind a little bit. It's just, how does that happen?
But to sort of answer your question fully about what sound this next EP is, it's very, I'd say it's indie grunge. Right. Is the big umbrella.
It's a lot more heavy guitars, maybe, or
and just lyrically a bit darker. But then there's some like there's a couple of songs on it that are also really upbeat. It does that whole thing of like where they sound upbeat, but the lyrics when you listen to them are actually quite sad.
Yeah.
But it's just a lot more lively, a lot more polished, a lot more because we've written it all together.
We took a lot more time and effort to really flesh them out.
Yeah.
Like obviously with the first EP, there were the great written songs, but the way it was recorded, it was like. I remember Sex Appeal for solo. It was like, right, you're gonna do a solo on this. I did it in about 3 days.
Yeah.
So, whereas like this new one, we spent the majority of how it took us to record the first EP writing it, and then we're going to spend more time recording it.
Yeah.
And playing them live as well. I think that's been a big part. It's like actually playing the songs live before we even got down to making like demos. Just to see how people responded, but also how it felt to play live. And we were playing them before we even released the first EP. There was this big gig we had. It was our first big show, and it was at Hedgerow House supporting Glass Caves. And we had, I think, at least 3, maybe 4 of the songs from this new EP that we played at that gig, and it was. Yeah, a weird way to do it, like some would say, but it just sort of felt right for us because we were like, I guess we were a little bit bored of these songs before we even released it. We were,
Speak for yourself.
No, you might not have been.
No,
because they're great songs, but I mean, we'd been playing them for like basically a year by that. No, longer than that.
I think it's more for me that like bored. I know you're just using the best word for situation, but I think bored maybe is a little misleading, and it might be true for you. But
no, it's definitely misleading because it sounds very negative.
It does sound very negative.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's not like I'm sick of the songs in any way. Well, again, I can only speak for myself, but not like I'm sick of the songs in any way, shape, or form. But it's always nice to have something new to throw into the mix. Keep your skills fresh. Keep your mind.
Yeah.
Interested in what you do,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
If we had been playing him for 20 years by now, I'm sure we probably would be actually getting bored. But obviously having new stuff to come along is fresh, and for me, like, feels like more time's gone into sort of developing actual drum parts, if that makes sense. Because a lot of the stuff in the first album was.
He's a drummer, by the way. If you hadn't
I lost my train of thought.
Well, the first EP was a steady beat on it, and you've actually
I always say that I kind of Ringoized a little bit on the first EP, which is maybe doing Ringo a bit of a disservice. But I mean, like, I tried to just play the song and be as kind of sort of tasteful as possible without trying to show off my chops or be too flashy or anything like that, which kind of goes against every fibre of my being. Growing up playing metal drums and being a huge fan of Avenged, who the Rev in my mind is one of the best drummers of all time, and practicing all the incredibly creative, fast and all that technical stuff, and then Ringoizing, and just playing simple stock beats. It works for the EP, and I think it's come out nicely. But for me personally, obviously, as the drummer, it was a lot more engaging to play these new parts and have more, actually kind of be practicing the part because I've written something too difficult for myself to play on the first try. So, just things like that.
But it must be totally different then.
Massively.
It sounds like it's what you're saying. Heavy guitars, more drums.
It's a combination of, like, well, as you said, getting better as musicians, really, but also writing, but also, I mean, the gear that we have now as well in terms of what we're using, and just like. I think it's mainly down to writing them all together. I think because like the first EP I'd written all the songs already, so it was quite hard to change them after that. And then, but because we'd then spent that year getting new equipment, spending money and investing into our sound for that EP and our live shows there, we then suddenly had a lot more things under our belt, a lot of more things that we could expand on.
More tools in the garage.
More tools in the garage. And I think
it doesn't apply as much to me because obviously there's a lot of those tones and I just have a drum kit. So
and then I think literally, but I mean you are right. And then bouncing off each other's inspirations as well. I mean, because you sort of got me into Catfish a lot more than I previously had. And
got him a little bit into Alice in Chains as well.
got me into Alice in Chains for sure.
Grungy elements have come.
Right.
I would assume.
So it's just like I said, everything's just more refined, and everything's sort of, it takes all the stuff that was indie in the first record that we liked, but then marries it with this sort of grungy overtone, and it's so you can hear the progression from the first EP to the second one, is how I would say.
You can still hear the Kid Nowhere, but it's a slightly different Kid Nowhere. I guess would be a good way of describing it. Maybe.
I'm kind of getting a vibe what it's going to sound like. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I personally,
love it.
Obviously I'm
It's gonna sound mega.
biased,
Yeah,
but I really like it. I think it's going to come out even better than the first EP. I'm chuffed with what we got so far.
Amazing. So did you play some of them songs at the Royal Park Cellars then?
Yeah.
Did you?
Honestly, I think we did one song from the last EP.
Yeah.
And then we did a song that we've written that's sort of in between the two EPs. Yeah.
Not the Nether regions.
The Nether regions. No man's land.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Never
in Purgatory.
Purgatory.
It's
it's a single that's sort of in between the EP, the first EP and the second EP. And we played that because that's like quite indie, it's quite fun, it's energetic. But yeah, because we're trying to get people excited about this next EP even before it's released. It's again quite a weird marketing strategy, I suppose, but you've got to try things out. And we just
I think it's good that you play them live.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Because we've got like, it's building up hype on like social media and stuff. And people who come to the shows are like, oh, please release it. And we're like, yeah, we're going to.
Yeah.
It really helps. I know, because obviously it's hard to tell at gigs when you just everyone claps and cheers at every song, but you really can tell which song people enjoy more.
Yeah.
So if we then know this one has got this reaction, this one's doing this well, we then know how we're going to market, and really there's a lot more. If we just didn't play him, then we was like, right, we're going to release these brand new. We have absolutely no idea what people are going to think about them. Where if we have a gauge,
it's a good way of doing it, I think.
What people think about the songs. Yeah. Obviously, we ask about the family and friends and stuff, but also with that gig as well, we've moved on to like backing tracks and clicks, automated
that
plays.
Was so fun.
Which we've figured out, it's makes the gigs run smooth. We've got backing tracks to help us, so it's
click tracks to keep us in time. Not that you were ever out of time.
It does feel like a massive development's gone on. Where we've gone from experimented EP to full on
brand
backing track, clicks, new EP coming out. Everything's.
So when you say backing tracks, what do you mean?
So like in some of the songs, there's like the synth layers.
Okay, right,
going on.
We don't have 5 guitarists up on stage, obviously. You know, they might want to add extra layers and stuff, but can't physically do it all at the same time. So.
Well, it's good. It's sounding like that, though, isn't it? Because some bands, when they go and play live, it's just
raw,
you're raw, isn't it?
Very different.
And it's not what you hear on the.
We love
sometimes that is like I think big one thing is Backseat Lovers because they're just. They're two guitarists, bassist, drummer, vocalists, and their songs are stripped back, but they're just so good at getting that record sound live.
Yeah.
But, sorry, obviously with new songs having layers and like certain things that we want in for like build-ups or drops. If we just take them out, it's just not going to be the same.
It's not going to sound like
that's the thing. Like it's sort of. Oh, I lost my train of thought as I opened my mouth to. It's something to do with how.
God, I love you.
It's not necessarily the one way is strictly worse or better, but like having the backing tracks and the ability to have those multiple layers works better for us at the moment because of what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So was it like a good gig then? That
it
was really good.
We were very nervous.
Weirdly, those two were super nervous. Normally, I'm the one that gets the jitters before a gig. Normally, I'll be sat there like.
I'm not having to calm you down. Not
exaggerating. I'm not hyperventilating. But I'll be sat there, sort of and I literally, even for a song I played 100 times before, I'll be sat there going, that section in there. You know what I mean? Going through the.
Enjoy yourself. Even Lana said you were having fun. You were a lot more nervous.
I was bricking it for that gig.
I've never seen you that nervous before a gig.
It was because it was the first gig we'd done this year. So our last gig was the start of December.
Long
so
it isn't today.
Yeah, it was 4 months since we'd done a gig.
It's a bit rusty.
Which is a because we were gigging a lot last year. We'd done a lot of gigs last year. It was a really good year, and we'd I don't know. I guess some of that comfortability had gone, and because it felt like a fresh new start. It was like we've got the click tracks that we all need to be on. There was basically 100 things could have gone wrong this time.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a case of your guitar might be faulty or a pedal might be unplugged. It was literally if one of these things goes wrong, it could cascade into everything being a complete bombshell. So there was not having gigged for about 4 months because we've been stuck in the studio just getting everything done. I say stuck like it's a bad thing. It's a great experience. So 4 months out of gigging, whole new game, literally just like whole new way of looking at doing a gig. And I was like it was just very, very different. We'd also got a lad called Ben Hooper, who's part of the bassist of a band called Stage Minus, who are really good. You should check them out, they're really cool. Because Sol had another gig with his band Splendor. They're a funk
band.
Yeah, jazz funk band. Yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like there's like I think there's 7 of them. Wow. And they're really, really good. Anyway, they had a gig booked in, so Sol couldn't make it. So we had someone filling in for us. He did a great job, but obviously it was just another thing of like we had to learn, get him to learn everything and help him through the rehearsal stages, as well as, and I was also like really worried about it, and I was like, oh God.
We were like doing rehearsals in here. We'd had only like 2 or 3 sessions with him practicing the song. So in them sessions, things were not working with us on the laptop.
Yes.
And I was like, why is it not working? So whilst we were trying to have a bassist learn our material, we're having to try and learn how to use the actual laptop live. We're trying to learn how to use the IMs, because IMs weren't working sometimes. Headphones were going to one ear. Signal wasn't the same, and it was just like...
Yeah.
There were a lot of technical.
There was a lot of things, but we figured it all out. We did the gig, and not a single thing went wrong.
No.
So
No, I don't think. I mean, maybe like
not a single thing went wrong is maybe a bit.
Well, there might have been a misplaced snare.
God, you assume that I'm the problem then, do you?
Yeah, I was going to say it's definitely me.
There were just. One of the main issues was we miss a cue.
Yeah.
And we go a beat behind or a bar high. And you got songs playing here, where here.
Yeah. You got the guitar coming out of the front of house, and we're a full half bar behind the way. It's just
the sound guy was brilliant, and he was
Will, I think it was cool.
Everything was it was easy. And the mix was great. I can't remember his name, but I really want to shout him out.
He was good.
It was. I think it was Will something.
Will Royal Park.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, that was his surname.
Will Royal Park.
Will Royal Park.
It's hard being in a local scene of any city. Not to put shame or shade on sound engineers, but like you don't have the same guy every time.
No, you don't.
You know, if you have someone on your crew and he knows what you want, he knows how you're meant to sound, it's fine. But
Willard Utley.
Willard Utley.
Yeah.
But
thank you, Will.
When you've got a new person every time, and they might be having a shit day.
Yeah.
Or a band's late, you have to rush.
Or something goes wrong.
It could literally be different every single time.
Yeah,
we've had gigs where it's been shocking, and we've had gigs where it's been great. So it's just an extra worry.
Lottery.
It is.
It's
all the guys, but you can't.
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah. So what are you playing next? Then where's your next gig?
The Wardrobe on April 3rd, supporting Sunbeam. Wardrobe Leeds. Which again is very, very exciting because it's our first big Leeds venue in terms of numbers.
How big's Hedgerow?
350. Hedgerow is about 180.
It's about double Hedgerow.
Yeah. So if it sells out, it's going to be pretty big.
Wardrobe was like, I was hoping we'll get this like in 2 years' time, a year time. I
Really?
we'll get it this soon.
Yeah.
Wardrobe. Have you got this? Then O2.
Yeah, in terms of no, what you mean? Sorry, no.
Yeah,
what you mean?
You got Brood now.
Brood now, Wardrobe, Melgrave of that level of.
They're kind of just three
Belgrave,
biggest ones.
Yeah.
And then you got O2 Academy, which is touring nice.
You say Hyde Park Book Club?
No, Hyde Park's smaller. Hyde Park's sort of 120, 150.
That's still pretty healthy.
No, it is. But what I mean is like you've got levels of like venues. You've got like the Lending Room, Hyde Park Book Club.
Lending Room is massive on the.
It is. A Porto.
It's what promoters seem to work with.
Yeah.
Like obviously Future Sound is Wardrobe, and then you've got big ones coming for Brood now and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're your big three, and I thought Not yet.
Yeah, we won't get there
I'm
yet.
happy with Hyde Park and the Porto stuff, but to get a wardrobe gig this soon to me is
It's really
Wardrobe's
good.
quite intimate as well, isn't it? I know it's the biggest space,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's kind
it's
of
close.
Yeah, it
I mean,
is.
on the tech spec, they literally say like, let us know if you want to put barriers up, and obviously it's for the headline to decide. But I was like,
Don't think we're at that stage.
no,
yet.
God, no. I mean, we
Screaming fans in the front row.
we wouldn't have a chance. We wouldn't have a say anyway. But it said it on the tech spec, and I was like,
They're asking us if we want to put barriers when at every gig we're literally like, can you come forward? Come forward, guys. There's a big gap in the
too close.
I can't see you. Yeah. So it's a big set. We're supporting a band called Sunbeam, who seem really, really cool. They seem like really nice blokes, and they're doing. I think they've got I think it's a full album. I don't think it's an EP. They've got an album coming. So they're doing a tour of these kind of venues, and it's going to be a really good show. But we're doing a lot around it as well, sort of promo. Like we've got we had I spoke about this before. We did a session this morning, a collaboration with North South Vintage. Shout out to you guys, Ellen and Gwen. Yeah, Ellen and Gwen. And it was Jacob, wasn't it, who did the photos?
Yeah.
They basically agreed to.
Benji.
No, it was a J.
Benji.
Definitely not Benji.
What Genji?
Wait, the guy, the fella?
No, yeah. Jacob, right, yeah, cool. Anyway.
Was
that the guy? Jesus, help you.
I don't know who he was.
So they agreed to style us. We did a bit of a shoot with them this morning, and they've.
That's a fun day, that.
Yeah, it was. They've dressed us for that gig.
We had no
Basically,
choice.
we had no choice. So, Gwen, sort us out, please. Thank you. So yeah, we're starting to do a lot more things around
This is
it.
what we're left with.
Yeah, this is what we're. So yeah, it's a really. I'm very, very excited. I'm going to be very nervous again for that one though.
Yeah.
I just know it's going to be a big deal. Because it is a big deal. And
what else have you got coming up this year then? Anything else? Or?
at the moment, because we want the EP to be the focus. We've got that, and then the following week we're playing at Fulford Arms in York, supporting a friend of ours called Tom Sheldon. Tom's sort of like a bluesy. Like the first artist I think comes to mind with him is Jeff Buckley. He's really, really talented. He's from Cambridge originally, but he's studying at York Uni, and he supported us at our first headline in Leeds at the Lending Room. So he messaged me a few weeks ago and said, I'm doing a gig, do you want to do like a gig swap? And I said, yeah, 100%. So we're going to go support him, which would be nice because York was our first official gig for when we were when it was still Nowhere Kid.
That was with Lorcan.
That was with Lorcan. That was the first gig we did.
Yeah, that was a room of about a dozen people and
in a place with no sound engineer. It was just drum.
Okay, maybe a dozen is too small. Let's say there were 16 people and a dozen of them were members of the other bands that were performing.
Right.
Yeah, it was
we had about four
tiny.
unique audience members on it.
So we've got that, and then literally we've got we've not got anything sort of set in stone, but we have. It's because it's all dependent on when we finish the EP and when we get the release schedule sorted. But there's a few important gigs that are going to happen surrounding that. Potential collaboration with Scruff of the Neck again because we worked with them a lot. We like to think we've got a good relationship with the rep who we always deal with through Scruff. He's called Joe, and he's an absolute legend. So we were talking about doing when we released the first EP, we did a big show at our hometown, and it's called Settle Victoria Hall as a venue. We did a very, very fun show there.
Oldest music hall in England, isn't it?
Oldest music hall in England.
In the world, supposedly.
In the world, yeah, supposedly. I don't know how accurate that is, but
It turns out there are multiple different establishments with claims to that.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I mean, it could well be.
I think it's got a legitimate claim to
Is it
something.
a big place then, that?
It's 400 capacity venue.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's just in the small town of Settle. It's got like probably the same amount in its population.
Wow.
2,500, 3,000 people.
So the whole place came to see you.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
it felt like it.
It's our biggest audience for
brilliant.
sure.
I could say a fifth of whole place's population.
Yeah, literally
Yeah,
get to see us.
And now I know
So-
what footballers feel like with the home field advantage, you know what I mean? Home crowd like behind you. There's literally people in the crowd like, go on down, down, like, that's
So
me!
fun,
Go on down, the people are cheering for
So
me.
good.
It's wild.
It was really fun.
Big love for that.
Really fun.
That's great.
So
Crazy.
we'll be doing that again. Don't have a confirmed date yet, but I've known the lady who who runs the events there, Anne Harding. I've known her for ages, and she's such a legend.
I'm just about to say legend, yeah.
So she said, "Come back, please, as soon as possible." So we're gonna do a big show with them. Potentially doing that with Scruff, which would be awesome. And then Joe as well seemed quite keen for us to do a Leeds headline as well, because we are based in Leeds. We are a Leeds band. It's just Vic Hall is, it's where we grew up, and it's for us
it's a no-brainer. It's a chance for all our family to see us play live in concert without them having to
travel,
ship out to Sheffield or London or wherever we may have
or
to
even
be.
Leeds,
or even Leeds.
The problem,
trains and driving's a bit of a ball.
It's getting to Leeds from Settle is absolutely fine, and getting back is fine, but the last train back is about 8:00. So like, most gigs start at 7:30, and that's if they're not running behind. And
the amount of times we've had friends or family members show up and give their full support but have to leave.
Because they have to go and get
trained.
trained.
But song like because they have no other choice. It happens quite a lot.
So got those will be two pretty big shows, and then in the meantime we're just sort of taking gigs if they're like, because at the time, because obviously our main efforts are on the EP, which is take up the majority of our time. We want to be that to be as good as possible. We've sort of said with gigs, unless they're sort of quite big or have a lot of potential, we take them. If not, we just say, look, this is what we're doing. Do you want to do something later in the year with us? And most promoters and most people have been like, yeah, absolutely, that's fine. So it's just, sort of picking your battles at the moment, or taking time to talk about the options. I mean, last year, basically any gig we got, it was like, we'll do it.
You're going to do it.
But this time we want to we don't want to saturate it as much.
To touch.
We don't want to pull ourselves too thin, do we?
Literally that.
But we also obviously don't want to miss out on good opportunities.
And especially because we're releasing this EP, we want to, there's gonna be a much bigger and much more thought out release schedule and plan. It's we're sort of seeing it as like a brand and almost business like now. So we want everything to be quite smooth and everything to be almost regimented with like releasing this song this day, so let's try and do something around that release. This is when another song comes out, so let's try to do something with that. This is when the EP comes out, so let's do a big show.
When's the EP coming out then? Do we know?
As soon as possible. Basically, as soon as possible, because we're nearly finished with the recording process. Then obviously we've got to mix it and master it. When it's getting mixed and mastered, we'll then finish finalise all the artwork and get someone to work on that with us. Then when it's in the release schedule, then we'll start doing things like all the video stuff and all the promo shoots. I think one of the good things about Leeds is, and it's probably the same with any city, but obviously we're based in Leeds, the photographers and videographers in the city are amazing. They're so good, and there's so many of them, and it's one of my favourite things about the city. You've got because if you know someone, if they can't work on that specific day, they just send you. It's like, oh yeah, but here's my friend. And we've been able to connect with that side of the music industry so well. It's really, really important part of the industry and the scene, and I'm looking forward to that.
In the car on the way back, then I was like, people are very nice in this industry. You get your 1 or 2, but people generally are just so supportive of each other.
They'll help you, won't they?
Massively.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's going to be fun. It's going to be very, very chaotic, because we still don't really know what we're doing most of the time. But I think we've got a good lid on it at the moment.
I think so. You're looking at summertime, then, aren't you? Really?
That would be perfect time.
I think it would.
It's got the vibes on the album EP are perfect for just to play.
Definitely summer vibes. So we are. That'll probably be a good time, and that will tie nicely with everything else as well. Gives us time to book the right things, right people, right places, and hopefully try and do some. Want to try and tackle radio plays this time. That's a big thing that I want to really try and get on. We didn't get loads of radio play. With what?
Don't worry.
Didn't get loads of radio time with this first EP, which wasn't a problem. But it's just again something that I'd like to.
Sorry.
I'm gonna hurt you.
I thought you were going to say we really tried to tackle racism, and I don't know what.
On this EP, it's very, very different vibe. We're trying to tackle racism. I mean, let's try and tackle racism.
Head on, we think we've sold it.
I wish, that'd be great. that'll be the day.
Man.
But no, full disclosure, this EP is not tackling racism.
No, we didn't tackle racism. That's the next one.
We should. No, we should definitely should because it's important. But no, we I'd like to get a few radio plays for sure, and just connect with a few more people. We've been very lucky that we've been able to find a few people in some great positions in the music industry. So when we've sort of got the branding and everything sorted, we're just going to say, have a listen if you like. Here's what we're doing. Let us know what you think. And just try and get some sort of agent or potential looking at record signing would be awesome. Probably might not happen, but it could happen. You never know.
It's really the point now where like we know we don't. I'm not gonna say that. We can manage, but it's always the next step, isn't it? Because imagine like all the stuff you do, or the all
behind
the
the
email
scenes
stuff you're doing, or any videos, or mix stuff I do from live gigs. Imagine if all that was just we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it would be
We'd
amazing.
have so much more time to actually
Do the music
what
part.
do.
You wouldn't,
It's insane how much time it takes to just to do admin stuff.
That's the worst bit, isn't it?
I think it's still something that people overlook. Yeah, I just oh, thank you. I just I never really got it. I mean, most of their albums, I don't think I've ever really sat through a full Oasis album and thought I'm gonna listen to that again. And if I do, there'll be a bunch of songs that I skip.
Yeah,
sure.
I think when Noel Gallagher started doing his solo stuff, I prefer that.
Thank you. Right, honestly,
he is a brilliant.
Yeah,
he is.
I think it's the second album. It's Chasing Yesterday. That album is amazing, and I love it.
Is that with Riverman on and
Riverman, Heat of the Moment, Ballad of Me and the Ballad of the Mighty Eye.
Is it Never Going Back or something like that?
Yeah, it's got Song Remains the Same. That album is amazing, and I would happily listen to that over any Oasis album. Whether I'd go and see them live, I mean, I probably wouldn't go and see either of them live.
You'd definitely listen to it over anyway, this album.
Yeah.
Not definitely, maybe. Moving on.
You see that coming, couldn't you? Come on.
Do you know what? I genuinely didn't. I didn't even see it coming.
That's how I get them.
Such a little... God.
It's great fun.
I must admit, I went to see him in Edinburgh this year.
When they did the tour, yeah.
Good.
I've been to some concerts, honestly, but that was the best I've ever been to.
See, that's the thing.
Just the whole thing.
Yeah.
People, the way the band played, the way they were together.
Didn't go to the
How many
Aussie-
phones
Aussie
were there?
one?
No.
No. Right, that would have been.
No, I didn't see that one. No, I've been to see massive bands all over, but by far that were the best.
I can't imagine. There's a part of me that, like I said, I'm not even a fan. There's a part of me that would have liked to have gone.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because I don't like the music that much, I could not justify the price.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a probably could be defined as a cultural experience.
Yeah, that's probably more to the point.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
But I was just like, I mean, we're musicians, man. We're skinned all the time anyway.
Yeah.
I can't afford, £150 tickets.
Plus.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
So yeah, but it would have been cool.
An interesting question. If you don't mind, I'm curious to ask the lads. Favourite concert you've ever been to?
Sting, because again, because he was such a big part of my upbringing. And my dad's. We went to go see him at Lytham St Anne's Festival.
Yeah.
So it's just like this open air festival by the sea. It was pissing it down. We were all in like coats. Our coats were dripping. Like, it was horrible, but it was such a great experience because I've seen like those are my favourite bands I've seen live. I've seen Out to Monkeys a few times. I've seen Elbow live. That was an amazing concert. But because I'd listened to him for so long and because he's such an icon.
Yeah.
And he is still so good. Like, his live voice is amazing. Yeah, 100% the best gig I've been to.
What?
Because I also then got to see Blondie and Kaiser Chiefs as well.
That's a nice.
So like, I wasn't
Blondie,
expecting to go and see them, and then got to see Sting, and I was like, this is like a childhood. Josh was like screaming right now, like this is amazing.
How about you, Sam?
It's rough because from the age up until the age of about 19, I ain't gone to a single gig.
Damn.
I could have gone to go see Madness, which I should have done.
Oh,
I could have gone to see Status Quo Acoustic, which I should have done.
Yeah. Missed some opportunities there.
So I've all my gigs I've seen in the last like 2 or 3 years.
That's pretty cool though.
I'd say Download Festival was up there. Because that was like...
Who was on?
Slipknot, Bring Me Horizon,
Yeah,
Architects.
great, yeah.
I didn't see Metallica because I skipped that day. Who else was there?
That's a rough miss, but
Why did you
Honestly,
have to skip that day?
Yeah.
I didn't buy the weekend. I bought specific days.
tricky
But
that.
Bring Me Horizon, Architects, Slipknot, Pendulum.
Pendulum. That's a bit of a
I
throwback.
Prevail. Neck Deep were there.
I like Neck Deep, to be fair.
There's a few I can't remember. I've got all my phone.
It was a good lineup, is there?
Yeah,
It's a
great
sounds like
lineup.
it sounds like
Good gig,
great.
yeah.
So, but because I was first festival I've ever been to, first metal festival I've ever been to, it just even to turn around the corner and seeing like 80,000, it was sold out, 80,000 people there just stood there. I was like, oh my god, what's going on? And then to see Bring Me the first time, I'd listened to for years, Slipknot listened to for years, it was surreal. But then individual like show, I'd probably say Polaris in Manchester because that was just absolutely unbelievable. They were just so good. And then Catfish as well because I'd listened to them for years.
That looked like a
And
very,
they'd done a
very good
reunion
gig.
and I was like, gotta go.
Yeah.
And it was just fucking brilliant.
Go
I
on.
was going to ask you, but you...
No, go on.
You
You said,
you already said the Oasis one. Mine, unsurprisingly, Avenged Sevenfold.
I can't believe you've seen it.
But it's great, isn't it?
I've seen it like 3 or 4 times, man. They're
It is crazy.
fucking elite live. Avenged with Five Finger Death Punch and Disturbed supporting.
Oh, wow,
And,
yeah.
it was just
So even I'd be
right up
happy
my
with
alley.
that.
Unbelievable. Second honourable mention goes to Avenged again. Purely because of, I like Avenged.
Same band.
Yeah, but this was for a very different reason. This was purely, not purely, but obviously it was an awesome live show. I was there in the crowd air drumming like an absolute twat. Great fun, but for some reason, one of the parts
Like he's jiving.
one of the parts that really stuck out to me at the time was M Shadow's up on stage, frontman doing his thing, and he's like, "Oh, we got a very special guest in here tonight." Gestures over to the crowd. David De Gea, Manchester United goalkeeper, is the gig. They just like put
That's
the
pretty
cameras
cool.
down.
That's random.
David De Gea, and I was like, I like football too. What a crossover! Did not see this coming.
That is quite a
It was
surreal
really good.
crossover.
It was a very odd. The gig was in the Manchester O2 or whatever.
Yeah,
it was
sure.
at the time, so it made perfect sense.
But still, you just would think.
I would never have guessed, and obviously finding out, like, I'm not going to go too deep into football, but I always really liked David De Gea as a keeper. I thought he was a brilliant player, and then obviously finding out that he's a fan of my favourite band was just like a crazy, like, worlds colliding kind of experience.
Was that your first gig then?
I don't believe so. No, I've got a pretty shocking memory for detail, so I can't actually remember what my very first gig ever was, but it was
I
definitely
can
an
remember
early.
mine, it's great.
I've had Leeds Fest. Say again.
Mine is not, it's going to
Oh,
shock
tell
people,
us
yeah.
in a sec, but
Yeah,
a couple of other notable ones. Leeds Fest was like a Paramore and Green Day and stuff like that. Enter Shikari, seen Billy Talent at Slam Dunk. They were there, fantastic live. I was absolutely screeching at the top of my lungs, Billy Talent. Me and my brother literally harmonising in the crowd like absolute dogs. It was pathetic, but it was unbelievably awesome. Just great fun.
We'd like to give a huge shout out to just the Leeds music scene, actually, because on top of these big gigs that I've been to, a lot of my sort of fondest memories have come from small gigs at some of these venues. Like I remember when it was like an early date with an ex-flame of mine, with an ex-girlfriend. And I remember going to like, it was when I just started sort of like coming to Leeds quite a lot before I moved here. And and I went to go and see a band called Plastic Mermaids at a Porto, and I was just like, I want to play here at some point, like this is awesome. And we have done now several times. Seeing bands like, who else have we seen? Oh, when we went to see the Smiths Inc. Was a Smiths
LTD,
LTD, Smiths Limited or something? It was a tribute band.
They were very convincing, I would say.
At the
I'm not
Wardrobe.
a massive Smiths fan, so obviously. That was at Wardrobe as well.
They played at the Wardrobe, and it was awesome. I saw
definitely an experience. I did really enjoy it. Even though I'm not a huge Smiths fan. Watching the Morrissey impersonator do the whole scarf dancing shit up on stage, man. It was so fun.
It was quite weird.
I wasn't aware of that being a thing at all. I had never really listened to the Smiths before. Didn't know any of their music. Didn't know their personas. Didn't know the live thing. So I was like, what is this guy doing? What is it? And Josh was just like, that's
what he used
exactly
to do.
what Morrissey did. I was
Yeah.
like, there's no way this band became popular with this guy doing all this shit up on stage. But
And it was bizarre, but they were really good. It was a bit of an eye-opener for tribute bands as well, because I was always like, I hate the idea of a tribute band, and I saw them, I was like, actually, this is sick.
Yeah, they were good.
And then like other people, like I saw he's a sort of he's jazz trumpeter. He's called Matthew Halsall, and he did a set at Belgrade. I went to go see that with my dad. This guy called Tom Ollendorff that I saw, who's again a jazz guitarist. Great name, innit?
Tom Holland. I was just thinking Tom
Ollendorff. At the it's a venue opposite Belgrade. It's like a what's it called? It's not like it's more of a classical venue. It's a theatre. It's right next to the Grand. Thank you. Yeah, the Grand. Yeah. Saw him there a few months ago. Just Leeds is really, really great for just if you just want to randomly go to a gig. There's bound to be someone playing at a really cool venue, and so it's just a really nice city to be in. Really.
It's like Domino Club as well. Have you been in there?
Domino's amazing. They've got the best musicians.
Yeah.
It's my go-to date spot. If I'm like going on a first date, I'm like, let's go to Domino Club, because it's just such a cool atmosphere.
It is.
And I think it is genuinely like possibly the best. Stop laughing. The
I
best.
got myself in there.
Yeah, actually, can we cut that?
Time for a go-to date spot.
I have. Look.
I took an old flame there.
Yeah.
Okay, that was quite funny. But no, it is just such a cool. Like it's the best hidden gem in Leeds.
It is.
Like it's just such a really, really nice environment. And they have the best musicians there. I've seen so many people. And the house band's mega. Because they're always playing there, and they're just great place. Love it.
The sound guy must be good down there, because it sounds amazing every time.
Yeah, well, they use the same people. We
Yeah.
found this out that like there's like a network of sound engineers and
So you're gonna for playing a song then?
yeah,
Can you can manage it?
Yeah. We're professionals, Mark.
Well, I did think that, but
yeah, absolutely. Let's do. Time we've done this acoustically, so if it goes wrong,
Feeling like Nirvana at the bloody MTV Unplugged right now. Great big. Ready?
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, so good.
Nice. That actually worked quite well.
Yeah,
I quite like that.
That sounded really good.
Thank you.
Really,
Thank you.
I mean, really good, yeah.
Thank you.